Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in AFK Journey, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the final push rewards which they give you. I had no idea that this was going to happen, and honestly it's pretty insane. You get, right now we're at stage 1125 and we're getting 5042 hero essence per day, which is quite a bit more than even double what we were previously getting, which was I think 2,200 and something. And I even checked on a beginner account because I made an account before this in server 115. We're now in server 139, and that account is also getting 4,650 or so hero dust per day, and it's only on AFK stage 115. So this is now going to give you guys hope who are like free-to-play players or players who are behind in levels, that you might even be able to make it to level 240 by the time the season comes out, or maybe shortly after it. And hopefully this final push rewards are going to remain here for as long as possible, so that everyone is going to be able to get up to level 240 as quickly as possible. But this was really unexpected. I had no idea this was going to happen, and then I tried to do more testing. I had another account which I made after this account a few days after, and on that server there is currently no final push rewards. So what I'm thinking is that maybe each server on day 29 is when they start the final push rewards. But either way, this is amazing, and this should be really good for a lot of players. Now, an important thing to do with these rewards is that you want to log in, make sure you're claiming your rewards and they're not overflowing, and also make sure you're daily instant AFKing, and definitely as many refreshes as possible. Use all the diamonds possible because you're getting more than double the normal dust rewards. And then also complete your daily quest and claim these, because these will give you 8 hours of AFK hero dust. So with all of that, you're going to be able to level up a lot of heroes. Like right now we've made it to resonating level 220, and one hero is already at 230. And yesterday I was expecting that maybe at most today, at the exact end of the day, we would have resonating level 220, but we far surpassed that. So this is really good, and it's very exciting as well. And I'm really happy that it is so evenly it's like even if you have AFK stage 100s, you're going to be getting almost the same amount of dust as someone who has AFK stage the final 1125. So this is a really good catch-up mechanism, and it's really helpful for free-to-play players. Like, this is one of the best things that can happen, and I just hope it continues so that people can catch up who are free to play. And if I would have known all of this, maybe I wouldn't have even spent, like, my account right now is VIP 8. Maybe I wouldn't have spent anything, because I was always thinking, okay, we need to try to maximize our dust, and at VIP 8 you have increased like 5% or 10% AFK dust hero essence collection. So it's like, let's try to optimize that. But yeah, this is really good. Okay, so other things I want to talk about, because of this, the fact that now you're getting a lot of dust, the other areas which reward you dust, for example, the Primal Lord, even right now this Trial of Abyss, are less appealing to me, because Trial of Abyss previously 100 dust, it was pretty good, but now it's kind of reduced in value given the fact that you're earning 5,000 per day by doing nothing. So that's kind of a funny and interesting thing. Other things is that you want to make sure that you are have enough AFK experience as well, and so attack in the arena as many times as you can. You don't have to do the diamond refreshes, but the free ones you should attack in, because you get 39,000 AFK experience per a fight in the arena, even if you lose it. And the other interesting thing is the final push is only changing the dust. It's not changing the gold or EXP that you're generating, or the training manuals is what they're technically called. So those are still going to be there, but as you can tell, you have such an excess of training manuals, and probably even like free-to-play players at a low level will probably have an excess of that the dust is just going to allow you to push those resonating levels up. Okay. So that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about, but it's important that if you guys are playing, then try to go on day 29 of your server. You really then try to get all that dust, push your levels up, and then try to compete in the different areas of the game, Dream Realm, Arena, because you will have a better chance of doing that, especially Arena, which is really interesting because after you go above level 150, each 10 levels is only going to contribute 1 level to your team. So the first level is the most important, because if you get all of your heroes up to resonating 160, then you're going to have all your heroes basically at level 151 in the arena. And then they unlock, I think it unlocks a new skill at 151, usually that is the case, or they get a major stat boost. But then after that you get level 152, 153 by going up 10 resonating levels out of arena. And so you're hardly actually increasing in power. So if you have a good formation, like a PvP oriented team, or you have a good amount of Mythic Plus heroes, then it can be really good. Like if you had Mythic Plus Iron, for example, Thorin, Cecil, Rowan, this is already the core of a really powerful crowd control type team for Arena. So you will be able to compete and maybe make it to champion top 100 or 200, which is going to give you first obtained rewards from entering into there, and also helps out your guild a lot in glory point contribution. And then also you get your daily rewards of Arena tokens. And apart from that, in the Dream Realm, the levels are going to help you as well, but everyone else is also going to be leveling up. So if they're playing actively, they're also going to be competing. And so it's not going to give you as much of a boost compared to everyone else. And here, my server has now become where I'm perpetually like stuck in the top 11 spot. It was nice while it lasted. I was top 10 for most of the days up until this. Now we're on day 29 of the server, but now there have been some people who have pushed ahead of me. Definitely all of them are spenders, but I don't like, maybe some of them have Rainier at Mythic Plus now, or maybe they have just Mythic Plus all of their like Corrin as well, which we're lacking currently, but their scores are really powerful and difficult to compete with. Like, yeah, even in Skyclops, people already dealing almost 50 million damage here is pretty insane. And I know because Andrusius, he has a Mythic Plus Rainier because we've talked about it. He's in our guild. And so getting 45 million without Mythic Plus Rainier is not really possible. So already it's becoming very competitive for me and my so we're gonna have to stay in the top 20 for a while, but gradually everyone is going to have access to Mythic Plus Rainier because you can buy him from the guild shop. Let's just go ahead and show you that. And he is a top priority of a hero that you should be buying from the guild store over here. We've already bought 2 copies of him, and you're just going to want to keep buying him until you have 8. This was sad news. I thought just like with every other hero, you just need 6 copies in order to get it to Mythic Plus. But for the Celestial Hypogenes, you need 8 copies because they don't require any acorns in order to upgrade them, but they require an extra copy basically on those stages. So Rainier is going to need 8 copies. So we do have quite a way to go here, but you know, some people can get lucky with stargazing. Like there are people in my guild who in under 10 summons got a Rainier. I have not been lucky. Like it took me, I had to go to Pity in order to get a Rainier. So and it will be that like that for a lot of people, but this is another reason that if you can get into the champion rank of Arena, then every week you have these extra 5 stargazing tickets that you can purchase, and it does cost you 6,000 of these currency, but it's worth it because you are really, that is where is limiting me, like to push to a higher damage in the Dream Realm, is to have a Mythic Plus Rainier. So he's like my full focus right now. Other great heroes for even Dream Realm are Cassidy. She's a really good hero too. She has really interesting effects. She basically deals bonus damage on each of your hero's normal attacks after she applies a buff to them. And so she is also the part of a late game Dream Realm boss killer team. But right now we're fully focusing on Rainier and trying to get Corrin to Mythic Plus as well, and then upgrade his exclusive equipment, which right now we have 40 temporal essences, and we're earning them from the Trial of Abyss. We're also earning them from the Legend Trial. Like if we can get, maybe we can actually do that in today's video. Yeah, let's try to get the Tower of Nature. We're just gonna put Iron here as our most highest level hero, and we can try to attack in the Legend Trial the Wilder one. We just need to clear 3 more stages and we'll get the 10 temporal essences, and then 5 more stages after that will give you 250 dust. But again, like that 250 dust previously, however much value it was before, is basically half or more than half the value because of the fact that you can now get the more than double your essences per day just from AFK rewards. And if you were at a lower AFK stage level, it's actually not going to be like more than double, it's going to be even more than triple. Like for example, my account that I mentioned, which was only at AFK stage 110 or 115, I'm sure it was only probably getting, and it was VIP 1. It was on an unpaid account. It was probably getting like 1,100. I don't know how much dust was there, but 1,200, 1,300, and now it's getting 4,600. So it's almost like quadrupled or tripled to quadrupled the effect. Okay, this is a tough fight that I'm thinking in difficult fights you can try to go for Iron Wall spell. It's good to have a tank here as well, and Brian deals more damage, but maybe it would be better to have haste like Laika, for example, or maybe even a healer. Let's try healer first and see if this does any better. We could also go for Awakening spell because it applies a buff to everyone. Everyone gets the healing, everyone has the attack and defense buff. Okay, so Haywin is keeping the tank alive, which is good, and also and if he can survive the whole fight or like just a little while longer, I think we're going to be able to clear this. Yeah, Igor is really the tough part. Igor is always a really difficult enemy to kill. Valen is also strong. He deals a lot of damage, but we managed to kill him right now, so we should be good to clear this stage. Yeah, I mean, this is probably your default team setup, which is Tank, Granny, and Heroin as a healer, and then you have your other crowd control damage dealers, like Damien and Arden. These are heroes we have on our wish list. And yeah, I've been really contemplating starting a free-to-play account. I think it would be very fun. And the thing about these games, like AFK Journey or AFK games, where a lot of the top of the leaderboards are dominated by people who spend, because you have a leg up. There's no way for a free-to-play player to compete with the spenders, because even if you get lucky, like the luckiest you can get on your summons, you're limited by the level of your heroes because you're not getting enough dust. So if you set out that I'm going to be free-to-play, then you're only competing basically against yourself or against other people who are free to play, and it's almost a more peaceful feeling, because right now, because I'm like a light spender compared to the other people in the top 10, I'm sure there's some people who are definitely VIP 16 plus, and others who I'm sure are 11, 12, 13 VIPs, and even maybe more than that. And you're competing with them, and as a light spender, then it's very difficult, because if they can all get Rainier Mythic Plus by spending, then you are not able to compete with them anymore. So it's kind of like I've been pushed out of the top 10 because of that. I don't know if all of them have Rainier Mythic Plus, but I think quite a good amount of them do. So that's kind of what I mean, that you're competing against people who, and then you sometimes feel the urge, oh, I need to spend more to keep my place in the top 10, and so that's kind of it's not the greatest mindset to have. So if you are a competitive player, or if you are okay, how can we change this lineup? Can we try maybe just without Granny and see if this does better? This is a difficult fight, but we're discussing this topic right now. Okay, so Iron is able to tank this pretty well. Haywin is keeping alive, but now once they go for their ultimates, if they kill Iron, that's a problem. We need Iron to live. He's still alive. Haywin goes for the heal, gets it off. Okay, that's good. That should be good. Yeah, but it's if you are a very competitive person, and you really want to like optimize your progress, get those thresholds, which I am, it's very difficult to resist the urge to then just like mindlessly start spending like crazy, and it's not a smart financial decision, and it's just not a smart decision overall. But you feel the pressure that, oh, I need to spend to keep up in my position and wherever, because it's really sad, especially when you're exactly on the borderline, like exactly rank 11. That's when it's the saddest. If you were like rank 16, then you're like, okay, it doesn't really matter if I would have spent, I can't make it a top 10 anyway. But if you're rank 11, you're like, I just need a little bit more power. But it's a kind of an unhealthy mindset, especially I've noticed for me. It's something which I don't deal with that well, and sometimes I give in to the urge, and I'm like, I just need to get to that threshold, and then you make decisions which are kind of regrettable, because the game is just as enjoyable free to play. It just takes longer, and your progress is delayed. But if you're only competing within the free-to-play realm, then you also feel like accomplished, that you're doing pretty well as long as you're making good decisions, you're optimizing everything, you're playing consistently. So yeah, I feel in some ways it's better to just remain free-to-play in these games, especially if you have like these tendencies to just want to compete, and also yeah. So that's basically it. Okay, nice. So we got those temporal essences. And as you can see here, now we're up to 50 of the temporal essences. And with the tile essences, I've now begun buying them from the shop, the Emporium shop, because like I mentioned in one of my videos, I didn't know if this is the most like best thing to be doing. Maybe you should be saving all your diamonds for summons and recruits, but I think to spend them on tile essences is not a bad idea because so many heroes need to get their exclusive equipment to level 5. And like right now I was upgrading Carolina, which she is technically a PvP hero, but I've been using her a lot in PvE as well, and she's been doing pretty well for me, so that's why I was upgrading her, because in the meantime, while we're waiting for Corrin copies, we still need 11 more copies, so it will take time. Like daily Dream Realm is the way we're basically getting him, and we just need to make sure we have 150 tile essences for him once we get there, so we can do the 150, and we're on track to hopefully get the 75 temporal essences by the time we get him, and then we're just going to be able to take him immediately to plus 10, which will be a huge power boost for our account. And this is another thing that I just recommend. Like, look at this. I almost fell into the same trap that I did with Odie, which is like, Marilee is my key damage dealer, let me just start enhancing her a bit. But do not do this. Honestly, like, these minor levels, they give a bit of stats, but this is not the make or break thing. It's really the skill that you're trying to unlock that you should consider. And if you're not unlocking a skill which is that impactful, which the plus 15 of OD and Marilee, they're not huge upgrades to their skills. This is mainly like this is what you shoot for, and the plus 10 you go for when you're pretty much sorted on everything else. You have a lot of temporal essences to spare, and then you just go for them. And definitely these should be the first 2 heroes you take to plus 15, if any really heroes. Like, not many heroes should be taken to plus 15 because it's really expensive, but they are your farmer heroes for Dream Realm, and that allows you to farm more temporal essences. So yeah, they need to be at plus 15 eventually, but you need to once they're at plus 10, you should let them sit there until your other heroes are at plus 10 too. Like Corrin will be up to plus 10, and then maybe we can consider again Odie and Marilee to plus 15. Probably that will be the progression path. Tamesia is another hero which people have been using very effectively in the Dream Realm, especially for like Necro Drake, and she's strong. She's also strong for I think Snow Stomper. People use her in Snow Stomper, and it's because at her Mythic Plus, she becomes unaffected after casting her ultimate 2 times, but also her charge damage is turned into true damage. Whenever you have a hero that has true damage in their kit, they can be a really good boss monster, because then like bosses have a lot of defenses, so if you can deal true damage to them, you're bypassing those defenses, and that's really strong for you. An update for the guild. So the guild we're doing well. We're rank 3 right now, and we're really closing the gap with the rank 2 player in terms of glory points, and we're broadening the gap between rank 4. So we're pretty much securing our top 3 spot, and this is important because this tier rewards probably happens every month, I'm gonna guess, because I don't think we've had them yet, and it is going to be, you get the top reward if you're ranked in the top 1 to 3 guild. Then after that, if you're in the top 20 guilds, you get the same reward. So it's really just competing for the top 3 spot, and it only gives you a bit of bonuses like 1,000 extra diamonds and 2,000 extra guild points or guild coins, which is not a huge amount, but consider that on all of your guild members, that is a lot, like all together. But on your specific account, for most people and even free-to-play people, it's fine to be in a top 20 guild, and free-to-play people can even be in the top 3 guilds if they do well in the honor duel. And that's something I mentioned in a previous video, that if you want to be if you, as a free-to-play player, you want to contribute to your guild, honor duel is your way to do it. And if you can get even into the top 200, you're getting 90 glory points per week for your guild, which and then if you can even sometimes rank top 200 of Dream Realm, sometimes top 200 of Arena, the points really add up, and you become a strong contributor to the guild. And I would be happy to have anyone like that in my guild. Like, even if there's a free-to-play player who's actively playing, they're ranked 200 in honor duel and they have no other ranking contribution, I'd be happy to accept them in my guild, and there's a spot for them right now. There's one, we have 29 out of 30 right now. We're looking for 1 member, and also there are 2 members in my guild who are not really ranking or contributing at all, and also not contributing honor duel. So like those, you would be an even upgrade compared to them. So that's just something to keep in mind. And yeah, if I do a free-to-play account, like it is the weekend now, it is kind of the ideal time to try and start one of these, but it is going to be a lot of grinding. It's going to take a lot of time, so that's why I've been kind of reluctant to do it, but it would be fun. And especially because like my account right now, the stage it's at, until the new season comes out, there's not going to be a whole lot for me to do other than every day pushing in the Trial of Abyss if possible. But again, the rewards are not going to be so game changing because this dust is pretty meaningless compared to the amount of dust you're now getting for these final push rewards. And these are insane. Like, if these last for the whole, because the new season is supposed to come out 42 days after your server launches, and this is day 29. So if these last for another until the 42nd day, like, I'm gonna have definitely all max 240 and even beyond that. So this is really helpful, and I had no idea this was going to happen. I don't know if other people knew about this, but I wanted to update you guys. Like, if you are on an older server, like a server that right when the game launched, then you probably already know about this feature, but I didn't know about it because my server launched 3 days after global. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because we upload daily AFK Journey content and guides to try and help you progress faster. And let me know if you guys want to see the beginner free-to-play account, and I will really consider. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until the next one, everyone, peace out for now.